Welcome back to the One and Done channel. Project today, we are going to swap out this Wi-Fi light switch for this Wi-Fi light switch with a remote RF switch. Now, this is Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and it is going to supply us on our network. It is only 2.4 gigahertz, so you can't do it on our 5G network. But it's going to be on our 2.4 gigahertz network. This one is in the basement. This comes with the app from Tuya. I'm going to take this off, put this one in, because this one keeps dropping off the network because it sucks. Anyway, unscrew this first, and then hit that breaker. Okay, we got the screws out. What I'm gonna do is I always take a blade and just slice here and here really lightly against this edge, just so I don't pull any of this paint from around this box. There you go, see? Nice and clean. Okay, we open up the packet. We got the RF remote, we got the light switch itself, the battery for that remote, the wall mount for this remote, plate cover, instructions, as well as the neutral wire and some wire caps to get that connected. So we're gonna take the old plate off, wire this up, and then we're gonna see if we get these lights working in this gym. Breakers off, very important. Got everything out of here. So we're just gonna take this off, this off, this off. We're gonna follow what this already says because this is already a remote Wi-Fi switch. We just don't like it because it's falling off the network. Easy breezy, we put this in so we know what's going on. We're gonna follow what says line, what says load, take these off and connect it to the same connections on the new Wi-Fi switch because we're gonna know what the load and the line is. The line being the power that comes in, load being the light itself, ground, and then neutral. Disconnect this, put the other one in, leave all this stuff alone because we're just swapping one Wi-Fi switch for the other. So here we go. This is line, that's load as you can see. This is our neutral connection, which is the white wire, usually, and that's the ground. And the reason why I don't like to say white wire is because wires don't know what they're connected to. This is a number 2 Phillips. We're gonna loosen this up, just open them up. But wires don't know what they're connected to. So we wanna verify that it is actually the neutral, because if someone made a mistake and just used the white wire for the hot line, then that white wire is gonna be hot. So it's actually the neutral, but 90% of the time it's correct, and you're gonna trust your electricians. They're professionals, and the white is the neutral, the black is the hot or the red, and the green is actually the ground. So now that we loosen these up, we're gonna get them, we're gonna get the wires from here to match these, and we're gonna go line here, load here, neutral here, ground there. Disconnecting these. Loosen that up, take that neutral off of there, take this out of here. All right, pulling the black wire. Now, what is this? This is the hot wire. Take a look at that. That says hot wire, so that means that this one is the load. So we know that this one is the one that's actually giving the power to the light switch itself. We're gonna stick that to the side so we remember what it is. And this load is the lights itself. And then the bare is the ground. Following suit, we got our hot wire here. That's gonna go into the part that says line. Now, different verbiage is being used here. This says line. Line means, see the little lightning bolt? Line means the power that actually feeds the switch. On the other one, they had something that said hot wire. Same type of verbiage, same thing, line, hot wire, whatever. It's the same thing. It's the wire that is giving the power. This one here's the load. We're gonna connect that over here. Our neutral is here, white. That goes there, and then this bare wire is our ground, and that's gonna go in the top connector. So we're gonna get that hooked up, turn this around, stick it in the box, screw here, put the plate cover on, open the breaker up again to give it some juice, and then we're gonna go through programming the light and getting it on the network. So same deal as we connect this wire, I'm gonna screw it in, give it a nice wiggle, and then we retighten it. That's just best practice with any electrical stuff. All right, something that's an honorable mention here. You can see right here which says max 800 watts. You got to pay attention to that. I mean, although this is a light switch, you're probably not going to have with today's world of being LEDs and things like that. You're not gonna have 800 watts of power, but just so you know, there are limitations. So if you want to use this Wi-Fi switch to power a heater or something like that, that's over 800 watts, you're not gonna want to do that with this cable. So just look at the limitations just in case you know you're trying to do something you probably shouldn't be doing with this switch and it goes above the power handling ratings. Okay, all hooked up. Hot or line, load to the light, neutral, and ground. Now we're gonna take this and stick it inside the wall. Now something I like to do, just because we like to one and done here at this channel, right? I put these just in loose. This screw here and the bottom mounting screw, I put it in loose because I got to turn this thing on, test it, program it, get it on the network, and I don't want to put this in, screw to the wall, put the cover on, and then find out the thing doesn't work. So just as a best practice, put it in just to give it a little bit of integrity, turn the breaker on, test it, get it going, then screw it all in and then put the cover on, just as a, you know, just in case it doesn't work. Just because it's new doesn't mean it's gonna work. Put the breaker on. There we go. We got a flashing light. That's good. Now, before we do the programming on the network stuff, let's just see if it works as a switch. So, and let there be light. This is a lot of light. There we go. That's better. Lights work. Let's turn it off to see if it works as a regular light switch. And it does. So we're good to go as far as a straight up switch. What we're gonna do now is get this thing on the network and get that flashing going so we can make it cooler. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna program this switch to work with the Wi-Fi light. So this is the RF remote. So what we do, we press and hold for 5 seconds, and then we hit the A or B button until it basically stops blinking, and then it's paired successfully. So let's give that a try. Okay, so what we did, we held this for 5 seconds. Once it's started blinking slowly, we held this A button for enough time for this to stop blinking slowly and solid. We're gonna see if this is programmed according to the instructions. So click, and as you can see, the light's turned on. Button again, A, click, and the light's turned off. One more time, you can hear the relay inside of the light switch go off. Let's see if we can hear that. Yep, there you go. Now this is another remote. So on top of having the app, this is a hard RF remote. You can stick this like on another wall, maybe on the other side of the room, and you can still turn this thing on from the distance that it can pick up from, on top of having an app and all that other good stuff. Okay, now that that's all done, we put the switch inside the box and we got the app working. We switched our phone over to the 2.4 gig network. You can't be on your 5 gig network in your home with your phone. Switch that over. Add the device. The app will kind of walk you through those things. We got this working as a switch itself. We got it working on the app, as well as we got it working with the little remote control that it comes with. That's the RF remote. We hit the A button and that works too. All right, that's it. One and done. Replacement of a Wi-Fi light switch. This one's good, not falling off the network. Now this thing can be programmed to turn on and off at a certain time, to basically have a timer. If you're gonna be in the room for an hour or so, this thing will actually turn off in an hour. So you get a lot of bit of functions with the app, as well as they have an indicator right here. And this is pretty bright, lit up in blue when everything is good. And then when the light switch is on in the room, I don't know if you can see that, but it turns red. You can't really see the red, but it's red, trust me. Turn it off and you see it blue. And blue also means that it's actually off, but it's also on the network and it's good. All right, everybody, that is it. One and done. On to the next project.